There's a little known feature in analytics that allows you to compare currencies against one another. And we've got all of the global currencies plugged into the system. And much like when you compare funds against one another, you can do exactly the same with currencies. It's hidden away though. It's just under this little tab up here. You can click on the currencies tab and hey presto, a little drop down box appears and all of the core currencies are in here. So if I click on pound sterling, click on add that in, I'll just make that blue. And on the right hand side, I want to change that currency to something else. So I want to change that to US dollar. And I want to do that over the last year and click on generate. Now, had I not changed that to US dollar and just left that as GBP, it would just be flat line. But because I've rebased it into a different currency, it shows me the value of that currency against the dollar over the last year. Which has significantly gone down. Now, the data goes back quite far. So under performance period, I could test this and go right the way back to start of data. It does depend on the currency you're looking at. Clearly, euro won't go back as far as this. But you can, for example, the pound versus the dollar, I can go right the way back to the late 80s. As with funds, I'm not restricted to just looking at one at a time either. On the left-hand side, if I open up this list, I've got a basket of currencies here that I want to look at. There we go. Double click on my currency tab. There's all of the currencies I want to have a look at. I just want to look at this over the last year. In the news at the moment, there's a lot of news articles explaining how the dollar's surging and it's strengthening against other currencies. So, for example, if you wanted to put a blog post together, if you wanted to put maybe a report together for a client who happens to be invested into different solutions with different currency mixes and you wanted to explain how that's going to impact the performance of their portfolio and you wanted to put something about currencies, this would be a good thing to consider. I want to, again, rebase those currencies into US dollar over the last year and use this, again, in my blog post or report to show those core global currencies against the dollar. It's not just the GBP, it's all of them falling quite considerably. So I hope you found that useful. As ever, any issues, contact us in the bottom left, and there's our help desk contact details.